Ben Gully has been a volunteer with the Sheriff's Office for over a decade. Those close to Ben know him to be a kind and generous man that would drop everything to help out the deputies whenever he was called upon.
Every election brings with it a minefield of misinformation, lies, and cover-ups. Crooked politicians use every tactic, from brutal attacks to distraction techniques. They will literally do anything to keep the voters from learning the truth about their evil ways. We, the people, are smarter than those in power have given us credit for. We all know that where there is smoke, there is fire. It's time to stand up and demand integrity in our community. And it starts with each and every one of us. It's time to reveal the facts without the distractions. This is Through the Smoke.
Among his responsibilities was the operation of the Sheriff's Office impound lot. In 2011, the commissioners addressed the issue that DeMaio had broken the law by authorizing payment for impound lot expenses without getting authorization from the county. DeMaio passed the blame on to Ben Gully, stating he reprimanded the volunteer in charge of the lot and that this volunteer may have given what appeared to be NCSO authorization to exceed the limit of cars in that lot. Even the local newspaper noted that no one really believes Gully is at fault for anything and called DeMaio's blame of Gully a pissing contest between DeMaio and the county. Ben Gully was also in charge of the drug disposal program and maintained them in a non-secure location. He reported that after Michael Horn became involved in the program, he began noticing certain types of medication to be missing, to include OxyContin and Viagra. Yet admittedly, he did not report this to any of the NCSO administration. Information has also been received that Ben Gully has used county vehicles and fuel to transport Sheriff's Office employees and administrators to the airport for personal vacations. He reportedly did this for Sheriff DeMaio, Rick Marshall, Antonio Medina, and even may have done this for Sergeant Michael Horn for his honeymoon. The personal use of county equipment and resources has always been prohibited. This conduct has been reported, but Sheriff DeMaio dismissed it and recently had Ben transport him and his wife to the airport for their most recent trip to Malta. On April 18, 2014, Ben was seen leaving his house in a county vehicle and driving to Sheriff DeMaio's house. Ben Gully then was photographed unloading their bags in Nye County Sheriff's Office attire with a Nye County Sheriff's Office radio on his hip. He then is followed back to Sheriff DeMaio's residence, where he gets back in the county vehicle and returns home. Surveillance footage was taken of this activity. DeMaio's response to being advised of the illegal conduct was to limit the illegal activity of using county resources for personal use to the 22-mile round-trip distance between Gully's house and DeMaio's house. Most recently, Gully was arrested with Rick Marshall for the campaign sign incident. Ben Gully has said repeatedly that Rick Marshall told him to take the signs because Rick claimed he had permission to do so. It is now clear that the signs they were arrested for were not on land belonging to the realtors that Marshall had marched in front of the media. And now, Rick Marshall has apparently abandoned Gully and has publicly said that he was not aware of the extra signs that Ben Gully has admitted to taking. Ben Gully, the 76-year-old volunteer that is so quick to help anyone out, was placed on administrative leave for the events while Rick Marshall was allowed to return to work by Tony DeMaio. Many who know and love Ben Gully say that he is an honest, hardworking volunteer who is blindly loyal to Sheriff DeMaio and Rick Marshall, and that those two have used and manipulated Ben to make him the culprit in their misconduct. Who is the real criminal here? Ben Gully, the 76-year-old volunteer who has literally slaved for this county and constantly been made the fall guy? Or Sheriff DeMaio and Rick Marshall, who continue to benefit from the naive loyalty and trust of Ben Gully? Ben Gully either inappropriately authorized expenditures of the sheriff's office, or Rick Marshall and Tony DeMaio used him as the fall guy. Ben Gully either inappropriately allowed Sergeant Horn to steal medication from the sheriff's office, or Rick Marshall and Tony DeMaio used him as the fall guy. Bengali either inappropriately stole the anybody but Rick signs on his own volition, or Rick Marshall authorized him to do so and set him up as the fall guy. Bengali is either a criminal, or he is naive and trusted Rick Marshall and Sheriff DeMayo to not commit crimes and not do things that are wrong or unethical. Either way, the bigger culprits here are Rick Marshall and Sheriff DeMayo, who have sanctioned, if not orchestrated, the inappropriate conduct of a 76-year-old volunteer under their direct control.